All right, hey, what's up, fuckers? We're doing a thing.
Demonetized.
Yep, demonetized. I don't make
Already.
money in the first place.
Well, I mean, shit.
Wait, did the podcast start?
Yeah, it just started.
You
Fuck.
fucking
Yeah, hey, what's
beautiful
good?
person.
What's good? I'm with Moonclip, Serg Boy Toasty, and Toon. Toon is dying.
Jesus Christ, man.
Hey,
Hey, can we?
Hey, you're not
Here's
allowed.
our topic.
Hey, you're not allowed to die before me, fucker.
Yeah, here's our topic for today. Tune is
I'll
fucking
dive.
dying.
Also noted, also a side note, there is actually something in Borderlands 2 where it's like do cut, no fapping. That's on every single outhouse in Borderlands 2.
Well, that was. I mean, that's kind of obvious. I mean, if you have a fucking eagle eye like everybody in this goddamn,
Right. Yeah. Everybody
able to
on
see that pretty
everybody
quickly.
on this not everybody
Ow.
everybody on this not to be mentioned server that's not even a real server. Yeah, let's go with
Just
that.
get connected for a second, just like just.
Oh my god, Toasty has that internet bill, dude.
Bye, Toasty.
What?
I said, how's the internet bill, mate?
Oh, garbage. Like way too much.
This is a very good start to the podcast.
Also, guess fucking. Oh yeah. So in Texas, right? I think this is like all over because Comcast has a fucking monopoly over here. Apparently, right? Your internet is limited, so I can't use however much bandwidth I want. I have to be very wary of how much internet I use, which is fucking garbo. But since Comcast is like, "Fuck you, give me money," I guess I have to abide by it. And if my dog doesn't shut the fuck up, I swear to God, you guys are gonna have to hear me kick my dog in the teeth. So that'll be fun.
And of course, Toasty's joking.
Well, yeah,
Monetized the second time.
I mean, shit, we're probably not making money off this in the first place.
Yeah, I'm not even making any money on this.
Ouch.
Alright, what's the topic for today?
All right, let's
The
see.
topic for today is how much I want to kick my dog. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh boy.
I'm being facetious.
All right,
Animal
let's talk.
abuse.
Let's just talk about some good old Skyrim.
I
Oh,
don't play Skyrim.
All right, well, we gotta make Todd happy, or Todd Howard happy somehow.
Todd.
Why
Todd,
though?
the man with the big fucking swinging dick. Just
How about
running around.
it's fall? How about we talk about school stories?
Oh boy, I have some school stories. Actually, yeah, that's actually really good.
Yeah, it's some pretty
Um,
decent ones.
Yeah, hold on, I'm gonna turn up my microphone volume just a hair. There we go.
Why can I not find a level 2 vest in this goddamn fucking Forsaken building?
All right,
I found a level 3 backpack.
well, we know Toshi's playing PUBG.
I found a level 3 backpack. Suck my dick.
All right, my school story. I was generally a good kid in high school. I mean, yeah, I was an ass. I mean, yeah, I was an asshole, but I mean, who wasn't?
I was the stoner in
wasn't.
high school.
Basically, you know how you can change the mouse pointer to like a dark theme. Basically,
Yeah.
just like a high
Yeah,
contrast
kinda.
version. Because
Yeah.
for some reason there's something wrong with that screen, and like I just couldn't see my mouse pointer all that well. So I go to change it, and like 2 days later I get confronted by the superintendent, just like, hey, so like being respectful, and plus I know the superintendent's a really nice guy. I just said, hey, how's it going? And he's like, like, why'd you change the mouse pointer? It's just like, well, because I had trouble seeing it because of the way the screen is. And then I found myself with a paper in my hands that said like in school suspension.
What the fuck? Okay. Oh yeah, I
Oh.
got it. I got something
Oh,
fucking amazing right.
by the way, when it was on the report, it said like I was hijacking the school system and leaking sensitive information.
What? Why do
It's
old
because-
people not?
It's because school systems are fucking retarded when it comes to computers. Like, okay, all right, so this kind of has something to do with it.
Yeah,
I mean,
now
there's two things
my
here.
permanent record looks bad because the school fucking lied.
So, well, the school lies about everything. I mean, I could tell you, like, I got in trouble for having facial hair at my school,
God.
and
Would you go to a Puritan school?
no, I went to a public school, but they were like, "Oh yeah, by the way, you can't have facial hair." Why? They're like, "Because it makes you look like a drug dealer." I'm like, "Oh, you're not wrong." So I had to explain that, I was like, "Look, I made up some bullshit excuse like, oh yeah, it's for my religion, right?" But then they fucking looked through my Instagram because somebody reported my Instagram for something that I posted that was, I guess, like against the rules or something, and it was involving some kid in band. So because I had some beef with somebody in band, and they fucking went through my Instagram and shit, and they saw that I put in my profile, I was like, I'm an atheist, and they were like, okay, well, you're not part of your fucking. It's not a part of your religion to grow a fucking beard because you don't belong to a religion. So they made me dry shave with a Bic razor in the principal's fucking office,
Ouch.
and it was the most painful fucking thing ever. I don't know how there are people who will shave themselves, not even just their face, like their fucking sack with a Bic razor.
Oh
And
my god.
It's like,
Ouch.
how the fuck do you manage? How do you manage to use a Bic razor not just once, but like, no, I'm serious, like not just once, but like every fucking week or so to shave your fucking sack? Like, how do you manage that?
Why would you shave your balls anyway?
I mean, shit, manscaping is kind of important. Think about it. You don't want to suck and then have somebody complain about how much hair.
Hey, Toasty, how's the internet bill, mate?
Fuck you.
So is that it? Is that the story?
Well, okay. Also, here's another one. Okay, so I had to print something out for one of the teachers, right? And I printed out the tab. I was bored, so I was like, well, I might as well print out the base tab I'm trying to learn, right? So I printed out the tab, and it was called Raining Blood by Slayer.
Oh my god.
Oh
And
no.
the school fucking basically acted like I was going to shoot up the goddamn place. So they questioned me in the AP's office for about 4 or 5 hours, asking about why is it called Raining Blood, blah blah blah. What's in your backpack? What's this? What's that? They like searched my backpack and shit. It was like, it was just really stupid because I'm sitting here like, okay, it's a song, right? They're like, we don't care, it's jeopardizing the school safety or whatever. And they were like, and you already have like a record for ISS and shit over, and I'm like, yeah, over stuff that you over exaggerated like this. And they were like, okay, well, if you keep talking back, then we're gonna have to suspend you. I'm like, all right, fine. So I just kept my mouth shut. But they're sitting here like, so if you do want to shoot up the school, we will have the, we're gonna have the school resource officer in here to take you away if you say anything that could be considered threatening toward the school. I'm like, shut the fuck up! Like, this school fucking ruined me. Like, it just made me want to fucking like, ugh.
Yeah. Some schools just love to shit on certain students for whatever reason. I mean, one of my
Oh.
friends,
Oh,
Was-
trust me, I was one of them, mate.
one of my friends was basically that. He was the punching bag for the entire administration of our school, so much so he ended up dropping out.
Fucking ouch.
That's a story for a different day. It's not really mine to tell. I have a story, I guess. It's not really that exciting. I was generally a pretty good kid in school. I didn't break rules and shit because I was too terrified to. Back in 5th grade, so my elementary school, we went through K through 5. 5th grade was the last year of elementary school. So what happened was, our homeroom teacher was out for the afternoon for whatever reason, so we had a substitute teacher. We came back from like a school play we saw, and so we came in there. It's like the end of the day. It's like maybe an hour left of school, and our assignment was, as it was kind of late in the school year, to write down something memorable from our time in elementary school. And at some point in that time, I need to use the bathroom. The general protocol in that class with that teacher when she was there was we didn't have to ask. There were just two bathroom passes, one for girls, one for boys. We go up, we get the pass, we put it on our desk, and we just go to the bathroom. So I get up, and she sees me get up. She saw me do it. I got the pass, put it on my desk, and went to use the bathroom. Little did I know, the person who sat at our group of desks, one other person there had already gone to use the bathroom. He did not take the pass. I stood outside the only boys' restroom for like 5 minutes or so. He was taking absolutely fucking forever. It was just taking forever, and at one point that I noticed the teachers started to panic about something.
Dude, oh, fuck. No. Ouch. God damn it.
What happened?
Sorry, I forgot. I had to go to the bathroom, and I forgot that Fortnite started, and I just dropped off the battle bus, and I'm like with all the other AFK people.
I was continuing with my story.
Sorry.
The teachers they got in a bit of a commotion. One asked me and some other person that was waiting, why are you guys in class? And we told her we were waiting for this guy to get out of the bathroom, and she said, oh, okay. Then another teacher, who was my science teacher, actually came up and asked, hey, do you know where, I'm just not going to name drop him, Dave is? Have you seen him? And I said, oh yeah, he's in the bathroom, I'm just waiting for him. And then she said, oh, okay. Eventually, Dave gets out of the bathroom. I then go in, do my business, and as I come out, our substitute teacher sees me and says, excuse me, get in the room right now. And so I'm like, okay, what the fuck is this about? I go in there, and she's pissed at the both of us. Because apparently we're cutting class or something. And at the very end of the school day, one of the teachers, she came up to us, she yelled at Dave for leaving without permission and all that, and then she started yelling at me, saying that for the same thing, leaving without permission. So I told her, well, we don't have to ask use the bathroom, we just need the pass, and he didn't take the pass. And then she told me, well, you should have known where he was. You should have known he was in the bathroom. So apparently, it's not her job, the teacher, to know where her students are. And then she repeats a line to me that's, I'll never forever, where she asks, do you think I'm stupid? I should have probably just said, yes, I do. But I didn't.
I mean, that's what I would have fucking done, honestly.
She just said, I'm going to write both your names down, make sure your teacher knows what you two did. Never get in trouble in school, I was predictably horrified and started crying. I went to my dad and told him what had happened. He was fucking pissed and emailed my teacher saying what had really had gone on. The next day, my main homeroom teacher comes up to me during recess and asks, hey, Toon, what happens? I got an email from your dad and I saw your name written down. You don't usually misbehave or anything. So I told her what had happened. And then I told her, she asked, do you think I'm stupid? She was quite stunned. And then she told me basically in the end, Yeah, I'm gonna go to administration and make sure that teacher is never hired again. That's basically it. I probably destroyed the career of a substitute teacher.
I do
That is-
have a substitute teacher story. But he didn't do anything. He didn't do anything wrong. He was just a really fucking cool substitute. Like it was probably one of the best substitutes out there. I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna name drop, but fucking Steve for convenience, because I actually knew his first name. So Steve. Are you serious right now, dude?
Sorry.
So basically, what Steve would do is that what he would do every morning, he would start off the lesson by teaching us a phrase in German, and I don't know, and then he'd just chat about his life, and dude, he's one of those people, like, you could just sit and listen to him like talk about like his life story for like all day. Like he's a very interesting character. But sadly that he passed away last year, and I'm heckin' sad.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, he didn't do anything wrong. He is a really cool substitute.
If you don't mind me asking, what happened to him?
Dude, I can't remember. I think he passed away peacefully in his sleep.
Is he old or young?
I think he was like early 70s.
Uh,
I'm not sure how, but
we had a few teachers die on us in our time in 8th grade. Towards the end of the school year, I didn't have her, but I've had 4 teachers who died. One of them was my 4th grade homeroom teacher, who I found out in 6th grade died of cancer.
oh, shit.
And then in 8th grade, I didn't actually have this teacher, but she taught there, and I'd seen her around. She was a new teacher there, died of a diabetes thing in her sleep.
Fucking hell.
And then in this past school year, when I was a senior, our course teacher, who was an awesome guy, he was hilarious, really laid back, incredibly nice, had a massive heart attack and died in his gym at his home. He's like 40-something years old.
Jeez.
And then last summer, I found out that my math teacher in 10th and 11th grade died from something, and he actually had taken off the last school year from illness. And in 11th grade, he was out all the time with stuff. He had said at one point that he had severe anxiety. He talked about having issues with the room, feeling incredibly sick. So I speculate he had some sort of horrible, like maybe cancer or something. Yeah, so it's pretty rough. Pretty rough times.
Yeah, I've only had one teacher pass away on me, and that was, well, he wasn't even a teacher. Well, he used to be before the school changed, like, you know, what they did. They replaced, he used to be the German teacher there. But then, like, something happened. I don't know the full story. But, like, something happened, and then, like, you know, he got laid off. But he wasn't mad about it, surprisingly. So he's like, hey, you know, I'll just be a substitute teacher or whatever. But yeah, he was a pretty fucking cool teacher. Or well, substitute. And then, alright, so, ladies and gentlemen, we've had a few asshole teachers in our life.
Well, I haven't had any outright asshole teachers, just teachers who should not have been teaching what they were teaching.
Dude, okay, so here's the thing. Okay, so I had a teacher,
Give me a second. My dog won't shut the
so I had a teacher,
fucking mind.
Seventh grade English. She was such a bitch. She yelled at me for anything she could find a reason to, like getting up and sharpening my pen, like getting up to sharpen my pencil, and even though the sharpener's not even that loud, me adjusting my chair, or like just repositioning myself in my seat, and
Seems like some teachers would just hate you for no reason.
yeah, exactly. And the thing is, all right, so I walked into the door. I was standing at my table. I've already put my backpack like by my chair because you were allowed to carry your backpack with you. I put my backpack next to my chair and I was getting ready to sit down and the bell rings and I got a late slip to the class. I'm like, I was already present in the room. Why did I get a late pass? Oh yeah, and some asshole behind me was kicking my chair. I'm like, "Hey, teacher, this guy's kicking my chair." And she just blew it off and just said, "Well, tell him to stop." And I said, "What do you think I've done already? Can you tell me something that I haven't done already?" Basically, she was such a fucking bitch that I went home crying every day. And then and then, of course, when she was confronted, the teacher pulled "Oh, well, he just frustrates me. He doesn't pay attention in class." I'm just like, bitch, do you really think it's my choice that I can't pay attention in class? I have bad ADHD. Do you think I honestly can help it?
Yeah, I mean,
teachers kind of suck with mental disorders.
So basically,
do.
she was using my mental disorder against me. But of course, I'm better now. Like I still have ADHD. I mean, like once you have ADHD and like you grow out of it, it's still in your system. But because I still technically have it, I still have these random spurts sometimes. But
Yeah, I have it too, and it's a bit annoying.
yeah, it's fucking annoying, dude.
Yeah, my 7th grade English teacher as well was well, she wasn't a bad teacher or really even a bad person. She should not have been a teacher. I mean, it's not, I wouldn't say she didn't enjoy it, just she was not meant to do it. Like she was an ex-cop, so she was really she could be really strict. She would yell at multiple students all the time because sometimes just random reasons, and one of them, she treated one of my friends kind of terribly because one of my friends, in fairness, she didn't know what the time was selectively mute and had issues talking to people. So when she would call on him to do something, and he wouldn't answer because he literally couldn't, she would yell at him saying, do I have to get the vice principal down here or something?" And because she just literally didn't get it. At one point, I don't think she meant anything. I don't think she was trying to be malicious with this, but there was one day where I was particularly kind of clumsy, and she yelled at me saying, and she kind of yelled at me, and at one point asked, "Do your parents ask you to do chores at home?" I said, "Not really." And she said, "Well, that explains it." And I ended up crying because I wasn't used to being humiliated in front of class like that. And she was sorry about it. She said so. I don't think she was trying to be malicious. I think she just kind of was trying to treat me the way she treats everybody else, but I'm just not used to that. And what else? She would tend to just and whenever our class did poorly on an assignment, she would I can remember this one time where we did like a quiz, and there was like a tiny detail in the directions that many of us did not read, and so a lot of us did poorly on it. And she spent like 10 minutes just fucking basically screaming at us about how You're an honors class. You should know this shit. Oh, and apparently, and she very much heavily favored female students, and apparently she's quite racist.
God.
Oh,
I
excellent.
mean, because in this is before I went to that middle school. My brother, when he was there, said when she was like the school resource officer or whatever, before she was a teacher, she was brought in to she would like oversee the class at lunch and whatever. And how it works was toward at the end of lunch they would shut the lights off and we'd all have to shut our traps so they gave announcements. And my brother's class obviously would not do that. And at one point she yelled at him saying, "You guys are worse than ghetto kids." Yeah. The parents were not happy about that, obviously.
Yeah, I can tell why, mate.
She was forced to make an apology the next day, apparently. Other than that, I mean, I guess there was my 11th grade English teacher who just hated teaching our class because she didn't show up to it a lot at the beginning of the year. She never showed much of any emotion, whereas in the AP classes, apparently she was like lively and jovial. So, other than that, yeah, I don't really have much else to say, I guess.
Well, I do have something to follow up with that.
Oh no.
I had a teacher. It was 9th grade math. I'm just gonna call her Janet for convenience. So Janet, basically what she would do. Actually, well, she didn't do anything. Just a generic math teacher, pretty nice teacher as well. I found out that after 9th grade ended, she quit her job because like the 9th grade year that I was in was so like crazy and shit that we actually made her quit,
Oh.
and a lot of people felt really bad. Oh shit.
Ninth graders are fucking animals. I
Fucking
mean,
ninth graders are fucking
No, I mean
crazy.
between the 9th graders and 10th graders, we made her quit.
because
Dude.
when I was in my senior year of high school, the ninth graders were just weird. Like
Yeah,
one kid once ran up to me at the end of the school day with a paper airplane in his hand, and he threw it at the ground. And he just looked at me. I didn't know who this guy was. He just looked at me and said, "Just like Flight 93, huh?"
God.
Yeah, that was.
The thing is, during my junior and senior year, I don't know how the juniors or I don't know how the freshmen and sophomores acted because I went to a career center which was for juniors and seniors only. So, which was pretty good because that was a nice little break in the chaos.
Do all high schools have that? Because we had that same sort of thing.
Not really. It was just
We
like,
didn't have one. There
base.
wasn't.
Yeah, I never understood that place because there was like 600 kids, approximately, but there were like 1,200 lockers.
I kind of want to do a class at the career center, but I just never bothered.
Yeah, it
There's
was
never really
like
anything.
the career center was a mixture of like 10 different high schools, but like only certain people could like get in.
It was mostly just like trade stuff. People like who didn't want to go to college and would just get a degree in fucking welding or some shit.
Right? Yeah.
One time we were doing it pep rally, and around this time in high school, like freshman year, I was like really, really into like hard drugs like Xanax and shit.
Oh boy.
And I remember one time me and a few of my friends, we were hanging out, and we were totally like off. We were off the shits basically, and we were sitting there during the pep rally, and we were like laughing at everything. And This one teacher walked up to us. She was like, "Y'all laughed during the moment of silence that we had for because it was Veterans Day, like
Oh,
the
boy.
day we had the pep rally was Veterans Day, and I had no clue. So I was sitting there. We were like, we were during the moment of silence. We were like making fun of the fucking what was it? Oh yeah, we were we were making fun of Scott's head, and
So
we
you
were
cut
like,
off? You cut off? What were you making fun of?
the mascot's head fell off,
Oh.
and we were sitting there, and we
Oh
were just
yes, the state
laughing our
issue
asses.
furry.
And we were. I said, boy got decapitated, and like and me and my friend laughing our asses off.
Oh God.
And this teacher walked up to us from the football field all the way up to like the second to last row of the stands, and all these other people were laughing at it because like we were sitting there like we were like just laughing our asses off, and the teacher walks up and she goes, we were having a moment of silence, and I was like, really? Because everybody else was laughing. And she was like, by everybody else, you mean you and your friends? I was like, yeah, exactly. And then we got sent home. Like, and then all three of us got papers for ISS, but they didn't find out. They
Oh.
didn't find out we were off the shit. So we were like, yeah, dude, we're good. It's like we didn't really give a shit. Like we were just sitting there laughing, and we were like, yes, we're home free. I don't know, man. We were really retarded.
Finally, somebody says it.
Okay, so we talked about
Ouch! Shut up,
we talked about worst teachers. Who was your best teacher?
Best teacher? Oh, dude, my English teacher senior year, Mr.
man.
Bourne, goddamn legend. That dude. What?
You tell your story first.
All right, so that dude's into like metal and shit, and I saw that he had a Red Hot
Shit.
Chili Peppers tattoo as well. So like we were talking about bands and shit, and I got him turned on to like Periphery and Infinite Annihilator and shit. And on the last day of school, at least for me, I left a couple days early. We listened to the entirety of the first Infinite Annihilator album, and I remember everybody in the class walking out except for me and like other people. We were just like headbanging and moshing to it, and the fucking teacher was like sitting there. He was like, "Y'all guys are fucking crazy," because we were like, we literally started a mosh pit. We were like fucking bashing each other and starting like moving desks around and shit.
Oh my God.
It was so fun, dude. It was awesome. And then like right afterward, he was like, "Are y'all going to see like such and such?" And we were like, "Yo, what the fuck? We didn't know you knew them." So we were like talking about the show, and then we saw him at the show the next night, and he got in the pit and he rocked my shit. Like he was throwing elbows in the pit, which is something you don't do. And he fucking connected with one, and I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like it hurt so bad. And I saw him and I was like, oh, I'm not even mad now. Like I was about to start throwing hands with him. That would have been awkward as shit, like just throwing hands with your favorite teacher. Because he fucking hit you in the face with the elbow in the pit, like just
I think my favorite teacher was my archaeology anthropology teacher. Was
y'all had archaeology, you lucky bitch.
he was also my driver's ed teacher, and he was fucking amazing. He was just just some examples. He would curse loudly.
Oh, same with my English teacher.
Like he would and one thing he would do is occasionally at the beginning of class, everyone was like talking shit, and he would just scream, "Shut up!" And we would just all stop out of fear, and then he would start laughing. And then at one point, we were going over like tools and archaeology and shit, and there were a bunch of that was showing they show pictures like of archaeologists, and he would point to the woman in the photographs and said, "That's my wife." It's actually not though. But I wish it was. When you look at the thighs on that one.
Was he fucking Borat? This is my wife.
I mean, and then he was a legend. I mean, he was just fantastic.
Fucking Man Rocket.
And at one point we went on like a field trip in archaeology, and we got to see a wooden penis someone had carved,
Ah, hell yeah.
and it was yeah, and he made sure we saw that.
He's like, yo, guys, look at that big ass dick over there.
That's the kind of thing I think he would say.
Well, fuck,
Yeah,
I
he-
spilled brownie on my fucking shirt. God
yeah, he
damn it.
was he was brilliant. I quite miss him.
I'm gonna go visit my English teacher or some, but I have to make appointments now after the Santa Fe shooting.
Wait, did you go to that same high school?
I went
Oh.
10 minutes away though. So now that happened, right? All the cops from our side of town had to respond. So we had this thing where it's like you have to go through like 4 metal detectors, and then if you're a visitor, you have to have appointments or else you're not allowed in. And I remember one time I was just trying to see my band director, and it was like right after band, right after 7th period, and everybody was allowed to go home. And I was going to go see my band director, and they said you have to have an appointment. And I was like, class has already ended though. And they said, well, we don't care. We won't allow anybody to go anywhere unless they have a pass or whatever. And I was just like, well, that's some bullshit. But the cool thing is my band director didn't really give a shit. So he just walked in and he was like, yeah, no, he's with me. So I went to go see him.
There was also I did not have this teacher. She was one of the AP US history teachers, and when I had AP government, he was the class next to us, and he would you could hear him screaming just about random shit.
Sounds like one of my coaches.
2 of my friends though had him, and one of them one of my friends' names, I'm just gonna actually get a name drop him, I guess. His name is Phil. Occasionally he would walk up to him during lunch and say, "Phil, you suck." He would just say that he sucks all the time, and apparently every time he entered class he would just scream, "Phil!"
My economics teacher got his shit pushed in by me and a couple friends over at chess club. And I remember we were making fun of him the whole time in chess club, and he stopped showing up to meets, and we were like, "Oh man, cannon fodder now." And then I found out I'm trash at chess, so I became the whole butt of the joke over there. And the things they said to me were so fucking degrading. Even though it was about chess, I was still sitting there questioning my life's decisions at that point. I was like, Jesus Christ, am I really that gay? Because they were like showing me pictures of shit on my Instagram, and I was like, Jesus Christ, I look like a fucking like stereotypical drag queen before makeup. Like
This podcast has just become the Tuned and Toasty podcast.
pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, and my fucking internet cuts out so bad lately. I don't know what the hell's going on.
No, I
And my
mean,
dog won't shut up.
I'm just enjoying this moment. Because I haven't heard Moonclip talk this whole fucking like session, and
No.
Tommy joined. Hi, Tommy. Do you have any funny school stories?
Hello.
Tommy!
Hello.
Tell me, you mad fucker.
Yes, this is a podcast.
Yes, this is a podcast. This is being
My
recorded.
neck, my back, my ligma. What? Wait, what does your fucking nickname say? What does your nickname say? What does it say? I can't read that. My back wait. My neck and my back ligma p. What?
It's a song. It's supposed to be a really shitty song.
The
No, I
first
know
one-
it's my neck,
first
my
time we
back.
joined-
I know it's my neck, my back, my pussy, and my crack. I know it's that one, but I just like, what is this? My ligma p. I don't fucking.
No,
I can't-
he's adding the word ligma in the lyrics. Also, hey,
Oh.
Tommy, do you have any school stories you'd like to share, mate?
Besides one where you stab somebody.
Yeah, let's try to avoid that one.
This is a Tuesday for him.
Oh, by the way, just so you know, disclaimer: Tommy didn't actually stab somebody.
Yeah, right.
At least not yet, anyways.
You don't know.
You don't understand.
Tommy's just like, fuck.
See, it's like, hey, yeah, I'm just gonna quickly. Hey,
Ouch! Look who it is.
it's Dak. All right, but Tommy, go ahead and tell one of your school stories, man.
Don't mind if I hit that vape.
Can you not do
Hit the
that?
vape in PC again. I'm gonna kick your ass out your mouth.
Let me kick your ass out your mouth.
Don't vape, kids.
Ouch.
Fuck you.
Okay, Tommy,
All right,
Go
Tommy.
ahead.
Tommy, go ahead.
Eat it. Hey, since we're not making money off this, can we talk about eating ass?
No.
I mean, it is that season. Also, I would love to bring up how fucking out of tune Tune's guitar is.
it is very out of tune.
I mean, it is like bad.
Ouch.
Well, I wouldn't know. I just started playing guitar.
Okay, I know. I'm giving you shit, dude.
All right.
Well, this is
we'll
coming from
give
somebody
Toby
who's-
some time.
Oh,
to
yeah,
think
I'm just
about
kidding. I'm just kidding. All right.
Yeah, we'll give Toby some time.
Hold on. Oh, Dyer, can I invite somebody?
Oh, sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Sick.
Hold on, wait. I need to give you a link though. Hold on.
I was actually gonna tell a story about my favorite teacher because it was actually the teacher that taught me 3D modeling.
Well, then
She
go
was-
ahead.
She was an insanely nice teacher.
Was she hot?
No,
Oh,
she
Be
had
gone.
she's like 60, 70 years old and like had a master's degree in
Anal pounding.
no, like industrial machining or something. I believe she worked on the technology to plasma coat the inside of car cylinders. I could be thinking of someone else. So
That's badass.
yeah, she did a lot of work on the PT Cruiser, but I'm kind of straying
Oh.
from the main
Ew.
thing.
oh.
Of all cars. Ouch.
Did I say the PT Cruiser? I meant the Prowler.
That's even worse.
I'll kick your
not
ass.
better.
Holy
kidding.
shit! All right.
No, I'm
anyway,
kidding.
she was super
Prowler's
duper
badass.
nice. Okay. And
You're gay.
Holy.
all right, I'm fucking done. I'm done. You guys
You
can
made him
have your
quit.
fun.
I'm sorry.
You made him dip out, bro. What the fuck?
Man, I wonder why Moonclip never talks in these things.
Ouch. My
I'm
neck.
sorry.
All right. Continue before you were rudely
My
interrupted.
spaghetti.
Me?
Yes.
Nah, dude, I'm toast.
This is very much like the Please Stop Talking podcast, where we try to tell stories at the same time.
All right. Moving on. I guess if Moon is actually done.
I said I'm sorry.
Go fuck yourself.
Ouch.
Well,
Ouch.
Oh God.
Oh, never mind. Okay. Well, I
Oh, that
just.
hurt my ears.
all right,
Well, maybe you should turn your fucking volume down.
identify yourself, Spaghetti.
That is spaghetti.
How do I identify myself? I am spaghetti.
Were you invited?
Yeah.
All right, by Toasty. All right. All right. All right. Well,
That is spag.
yeah. Welcome to the server. Yeah.
Welcome to hell. I mean, what?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Welcome to this Discord server that nobody knows about because
Just
it's
another
private.
spaghetti, I guess.
Ouch.
So basically, we were on the topic of school stories.
School stories.
Yeah, like school stories.
I have a lot of stories, but like about when I was high school, but like none of them actually being in school really.
Oh, okay. One of those type of stories.
When you cut.
Those after school specials, you know.
Ouch! I know damn well what you're talking about. I'm
Alright.
aware.
Alright, let's see if we can narrow this down a little bit. Stupid reasons you got in trouble.
Oh yeah,
I don't really have any of those.
I got a few.
I'm not like super
Jumped
good at
out the window.
storytelling either, if I'm being honest. Like,
Me neither. I'm a like whenever I tend to talk a lot, it's just like it just turns into verbal barfing.
Barf.
there's one time I could try talking about try telling a story, if you will. One time my cousin, like a grade under me, kind of stole his friend. I'm not gonna lie, and and we just kind of separated a little while from him. He was kind of just like an edgelord d bag.
He did what to all his friends?
But anyway,
Wait, what did he do to all of his friends?
wait, what?
What did he do to all of his friends?
Nothing. It was just like I kind of got introduced to his group of friends after a little bit, and then like after a while, we just kind of got tired of putting up with some of his bullshit. But he's still a pretty cool guy, and even now he's like it's not cool, but he just doesn't like me for some reason. We don't really talk anymore, and he just ignores me. He thinks that I tried to like fucking rape his girlfriend or something, but I was really just like I was like out of my mind on a candy flip, and they all just started assuming shit because they had no
Oh
idea
my
what I was doing
God.
while I was like a zombie,
Fucking candy
you know?
clip, dude. Ouch!
You did LSD and ecstasy at the same time?
yeah. Anyway, so this was like way before all like that bullshit, but he was trying to fight one guy. His name was Deegan. My cousin's name is David, and so Deegan and David,
Dude.
I think there is some kind of like gay tension between them or something, but I have no idea. It's like,
Oh no.
There was some little bit of a love triangle.
okay, well, anyway,
I just can't look away from his eyes.
Oh yes, they're so fucking sparkly. I can see the galaxies. Oh,
Spark-
Daddy.
Like-
Sparkling!
Like the Star of David, and they were sparkling in his eyes.
Ouch! The Star of
Sparkling.
David. Fucking
So
Jew.
this kid Deegan, they were fighting over some, petty bullshit like usual high school kids do. But my cousin David, he always thought he was like this big badass, like tough guy, and it was because of the way that he was raised, really, and like his background and everything. It was just like it kind of forced him to trying to be this like macho masculine guy, trying to
Yeah, that
like,
makes sense.
I
Not.
don't know. There's a lot that goes into that, but
Boy said that's hot. Ouch.
so so like I don't know what started it or anything, but then he was like, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go to this football game after, it's probably like a Friday night or something. That's when they do football games, right? Well, one Friday night we went to a game and we cornered this kid. Not really corner him, but David just tried to confront him, and he's like, you know what? Let's fight and shit, and like it was really weird. Not gonna lie. If I remember correctly, I was a ball of anxiety around this time. So
Did they fight or did they relieve their gay tension by sucking each other up while listening to
Well,
opera?
let me get to this. And
No, wait, hold on.
So-
You
so
can.
we went
guys,
off
you
to-
only
we
know
went
you
off
can
to this
relieve.
side.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but the only way
Eventually-
you can relieve gay tension with another person is by sucking each other off listening to Jonas Brothers.
Ow!
Oh, the Jonas Brothers. I miss them greatly.
Tommy, you're still there.
So we went over.
I'm always here.
It was like a
Oh.
little tennis court or something off to the side. It was batting cages.
Yeah, baby.
We went over to this batting cage, like right there next to where the game was, and it's like, like as the game's over and everyone's coming out, and we got this huge fucking crowd. And both of them are just trying to get all riled up, and then like my cousin David's like, he thought that he totally had this win in the bag, but then everyone else is like, dude, he's been doing wrestling for so long. He's like one of the better wrestlers and all this shit, and they're just like, no, I totally got him in like strength and like technique and all this shit. He's a cool guy. But anyway, the fight started. And basically, immediately he tries to rush him, and then immediately he just gets caught, and then they get thrown to the ground, and they're just normal bullshit fight where they're just around wrestling on the ground, rolling around in circles, hardly throwing punches. They're really just
No
looks like they're
anime bicycle kicks
No,
in the air.
no.
or anything?
none of that.
No.
So like,
So wait, you're telling me he didn't wait 4 episodes to charge up one attack?
no.
What is
It
fucking
just kind of immediately we got all hype,
Oh,
and everyone around us
man.
got hype, and then it just died so fast. And eventually, it just kind of like there's some other some adults got involved, and they had to ruin the fun. Everyone was saying David lost the fight, but except for like our friends kind of gave him the pity, like, no, dude, you totally won, But then I totally think he kind of lost because Deegan just totally got the kid in like a fucking headlock on the floor, and he could hardly even do anything. He's sitting around struggling on the floor, and he can't do anything.
crawling around like a fucking spider. He's like, ow, fucking neck.
Dude, fuck getting in fights anymore. Like, I'm like 25. Like, I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to go to the hospital.
We didn't really get in fight. There weren't really a lot of fights when I was in high school.
Oh, I
get
get
never
fights.
I only gotten
but-
one in my out of my entire school career. I only gotten like one fight, and it didn't even
It was
last
in, like-
long. It was only like not
it was, like,
even a
when I was
minute and a
weird.
half.
I nearly
I got into a fight and I almost break the other kid's fucking head.
Oh,
Ouch.
Anyone else masturbate in the school bathroom?
Yeah.
one of my
I've never
friends
done
caught
that, dude.
someone doing
I've
that.
never done that. I've never done that, but when
Yeah,
was
I
like
caught
that age,
somebody doing
I was
that.
like, I was actually like totally addicted to masturbating, and I totally thought I was being sneaky when I'd like do it in like friends' bathrooms and shit like that. I was a
One of my friends said he was in there once, and he just saw whites stuff from the ground and her porn playing, and he just ran out. And
his brother a helping hand.
and one of my other friends found a used condom in the bathroom.
Ouch, that sucks.
With some
At
poopy on
least
the
they
end.
use condom.
There was one time
That's
at my
not
school, some kids thought it was like it would be an epic prank to put a little bit of milk from their school carton inside of a condom and then put it on on a door handle of a teacher's room.
Oh,
Oh my god, that's epic. That's an epic prank.
That's
Oh,
fucking awesome.
Super epic.
I mean, for us, one time the one of the boys' bathrooms was closed for, like the last 3 months of the school year because someone took a shit and smeared it all over the wall.
Yo,
I have a story about that. I have a story about that.
Another scat, bro.
Okay, so my grandmother was a janitor for the high school. And basically what somebody would do overnight is like somebody would smear like actual shit on the walls. Like and it was to the point where like she figured out how often it was happening. It was like once every other week on the weekend. And basically this guy didn't break anything. He just snuck in and like smeared shit on the walls and left.
I remember one time me and my friend in trouble fucking writing "Boo you whore" on the wall in Sharpie. And it was a black stall, so I didn't think they would find it, but somebody put a flashlight on the fucking bathroom for some reason. They fucking saw it and they were like, somebody wrote a fucking Mean Girls quote, and I was like, what?
Oh, God.
They were like, boo you. They said somebody wrote "boo you whore" on the fucking wall, and me and a couple of my friends, I'm gonna just use different fucking finding out about it or like having to hear about it again. It was like fucking I'm just gonna call him faggot number 1 and faggot number 2. We heard somebody reported it, and we were just laughing our asses off all the way to the office. And when we got to the office, the person just said, "All right, so who watched Mean Girls the night before?" And I was sitting there, and I was like, "We all did, bro. We were loving that shit." And they were like, "Okay, well, just because you love Mean Girls doesn't mean you can just write 'boo you whore' on the wall." I'm like, "Well, I mean, you're kind of inclined to after watching that movie." Like, you watch that movie and you're like, "Who here feels abused by Regina George?" And everybody raises their hand, and it's like, bitch, I tell you, like, everybody loves Mean Girls.
I actually have a story
It's a
related to
good
the
movie.
bathrooms.
Ouch! Fuzzy
When I was in
Scarlets.
11th grade, one of the bathrooms, the mirrors kept getting stolen. Like,
How
I
the
would
fuck
walk
you
in,
doing here?
and the mirror would be gone, and the metal bracing be all bent and shit. I kept thinking, who and why are they doing this?
Whomst?
And then
Ghost.
I found out. So
Dude,
it
but
was
I'll let you finish.
I was in my my chemistry class, and the guy who sat next to me was this douchebag senior. He mentioned doing that, and I asked him, I said, "Are you the guy stealing the mirrors from the bathroom?" And he said, "Yeah, yeah." That's
Senior
why?
pranks, bitch.
And I just asked him, why? And he just got kind of quiet and said, "That was a senior prank."
Senior prank but gets arrested.
Some senior-
Ow.
And at
Ouch.
I
one
was gonna
point in
say,
that
that's-
class, they
Dude, that's
did
honestly
that.
that's one of the best kind of crimes, especially if it's vandalism like that, where it just makes you think, how the fuck did they do that? Or why the fuck would you ever do that?
Or like, how the fuck can I get away with
You know,
this?
that brings me to a
terrorism.
point. I'm not trying to diverge on the subject here, but like, I've been doing a little bit of research, and I found like there was like this stupid shit that happened at my school. It was like a stupid rule. I can't remember it now, but it was like stupid enough. Like, it was. I don't know how to say this like properly, but it had to happen enough times for it to become a rule. It's one of those like stupid ones, like a local like a town in Ohio. There's a town in Ohio called Youngstown, and I think it's Youngstown that does this, but it's a state law that you cannot ride on the top of a taxi cab.
Fucking Cleveland, this is for you.
Yo, I got a story. I was reminded by a picture I just saw. So, back when I used to hang out with my group of friends, and then we ended up just becoming like stoner bros after a little bit. Like, we started smoking weed together, actually. Like, we first just started smoking weed together, and then it just eventually just evolved into us just buying weed all the time. It wasn't
like,
really like
tripping
like
balls
I
all
was
the
one of the
fucking time.
I was one of the moochers of the group. You know, like not like I was like poor or anything, but like
Real
just,
friends.
I never had money, and then I'm just you know.
Real
stupid
friends
ass
smoke
kid. And
weed
my friend-
together.
my friend would always just get like money from his parents and shit. So I was just like, we were all just down for just using all of that money that he'd get because his family was kind of like, you know, they were well off. They weren't like rich or anything, but they were well off where he'd be getting allowance often and stuff like that, spending it on weed. There was one time where we had this bong, had this like sick ass bong, and he's always had this gas mask, you know, and you know we were like fans of shit like Pineapple Express. So it's like one time we were all just talking about how badly we wanted to do like a gas mask bong. And then eventually we were just like, you know what? Like after a long time of just talking about it, we were just like, you know what? Why don't we just try to rig up our bong to that gas mask that you have?
Oh my
And we were
god.
just like, oh shit. So we ended up figuring out like we took off one of the little ventilator things. I don't know what it's called. Took one of those off, and there's just this hole in the side of the mask. And we were able to stick the big old tube with the bong through the mask, and we would basically just put the mask on with the bong connected to it, and just use it like that. And it was actually really really like dope at the time. But it was honestly funny, like how we started out. Like first we just used my little spoon pipe that I had. I had this little shitty spoon pipe, and we would sneak out like it was basically like his front door, and we had to be so quiet. But then eventually we were just like, I think I came up with the idea because of some things that from like I don't know. I came up with the idea of taking the screen off of his window and hiding it, and we just basically sneak out of his window like every 5 minutes to smoke a bowl behind some bushes.
That's legendary.
Yeah, dude. And then he moved, and the spot wasn't as good, but we did the same shit. Just kept sneaking out of his window every night. There was a window right in his room that we could sneak out of, and we would we would be doing like crazy dabs out there, be smoking like all kinds of bongs and shit. Like we would try to experiment with new kinds of ways to smoking weed too.
Going back to the subject of senior pranks, though, it seems like either senior pranks are either like kind of small shits, or they're just banned entirely, or they're just insane.
Like take it too far, insane.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, that happened.
when I was there, the worst we had was like, I don't know, stealing mirrors, for example. But like, you know,
what about the old school?
like stink bombs, stuff like that.
Oh my.
Dude, what about the old school stick a dead cat in the air ventilation?
Oh my god.
But when
as we talk about this, as we talk about more and more shit, I just keep writing down like shit to talk about because I keep getting these great ideas.
But anyways, my brother, when he was in high school, they had some wild shit go down. One time they spray painted the wall with the class of 2011 or whatever. In other years, some guys sprayed cat piss. No, it was deer piss all over the hallway.
How do you get that?
And one time, this is actually like one time this
milk the deer.
No, they just like I think it's like for hunting stuff.
You can buy it at Walmart.
Yeah, like this one's actually disgusting, like horrible.
Right back going to Walmart.
All right. Just
Like,
a disclaimer: this is disgusting. If you don't like this,
no, it's not like
Covering both my
gory or
ears
whatever. Like,
currently.
but it's like actually like really stupid. They put like baby oil on the staircase.
Oh, that's disgusting in a completely different kind of way.
People like fell. Like people actually got like really hurt.
Oh god.
And one time somebody let a chicken loose in the boys' locker room.
That's awesome. Where'd they get the chicken?
Someone lit a bunch of deodorant sticks on fire in one of the lockers, and then like the fire people came, and it was really weird.
Fire people came.
Also, one thing that happened once, going back actually to fights, during the moment of silence we had for that course teacher I was talking about earlier that died halfway through the school year, there was a fight
What'd she die
during
of?
the moment. Massive heart attack. Like he was working out and he was quite a portly man, and he just had a massive heart attack and died. And during the moment of silence, there was a fight.
That's kind of fucky.
Yeah, it wasn't good. There were a lot of fights that week, I remember. I don't know why.
What were the fights over?
Girls and shit.
It didn't have anything to do with the teacher. It was
No, nothing to do with the
just some
teacher.
stupid high school bullshit.
Just stupid high school bullshit.
Man, you better respect the dead or that motherfucker's gonna haunt you.
Okay, for our senior prank, it was like super totally original. Basically we came up with a senior skip day for high school.
That's although like most high schools did stuff like that.
Yeah, but like that's what we called a prank because we're unoriginal, and plus, nobody's that original anymore.
I mean, we had a senior skip day,
But
I went to school.
here's the
I was a
thing-
good boy.
But here's the thing, though. I did go. But here's the thing. There was like, so I'm just gonna pull a number out of my ass, but I think there was like maybe 270 seniors, like total. and I think there was like, and there was only like
Excuse me.
maybe there was only like maybe like 70 seniors that showed up that day. Like
Oh my god.
it was like 80% or something, like seniors that just like fucking didn't even show up.
I imagine the teachers are pretty pissed.
No, they were used to it because it's happened every single year.
I mean, for us, we had a senior skip day, and I think most people showed up. Maybe 60-70% of them showed up. It was just most of the douchebag jack-off kids who skipped.
Yeah.
Yo, I had a cup of water and I lost it.
Alright, so I do have since I think everybody's done with senior prank discussion.
How long is this podcast going to be?
I don't know. We're just gonna keep going until we feel like stopping, I guess. I don't know, cause my fucking software doesn't have a recording timer, so. So we have weirdest. I've been writing down a few topics. I have 5 of them right now. Worst injury, weirdest find at the school, a pointless fact that you know, weirdest place that you've jacked off, weirdest happening at school. I think we can cross out. I think we can cross out the weird happening because of the fucking mirror situation. But yeah, what would you all like to move to?
Let's just go with weirdest place I've ever jacked off. Let's do it.
I mean, for me, it's just the bathroom. That's the only place I've ever done it.
Rookie shit. The weirdest place
Toasty just fucking pulls out like a fucking like
rookie shit.
No,
I got a
it's-
fucking good one right here.
It's just it's like Toasty has like a filing cabinet full of fucking files. And it's just like this one special file. It's just like a scroll. It's like gold trimmed.
Yo,
It's like these
got
are the
a good
weirdest
one.
places I've ever beat my schmeat.
No, it's just like a fucking Watch Mojo video. Just like
Here are the top 10 weirdest places I've ever beat my schmeat. Okay, so the weirdest,
all right, number 10.
the weirdest place I've ever fucking like. The weirdest ever fucking spy monkey chicken my fucking schmeats. Basically, whole fucking national park.
That sounds beautiful. That
It was
sounds
in it
delightful.
was in the middle of the national park. I was sitting there. I was on a camping trip with my
Wait,
dad. He
which
was on.
park?
I got Yellowstone.
okay.
So we got separated by complete accident. So I was sitting here, Toledo Zoo. Fucking Moon
all
says Toledo Zoo. Anyway,
yeah.
all right. Sorry. Basically, so my dad and I got separated completely, like just by accident. He was on a separate trail, and he was like calling me on my because we had signal. And I was sitting there, and I was like, you know what? Do I have 4G? And I looked, and I had 3G, and I'm gonna risk it. So I just started watching fucking porn in the middle of the fucking national park. I was just beating my goddamn dick in the middle of the fucking tree. Like,
That is a good time.
and fucking, and my dad called me like right after I finished, right, and I was like out of breath, and he was like, "Yo, you all right?" I was, "Yeah, man, I just fucking ran away from a bear," and he was like, and he just kind of sat there and he stayed silent. And he goes, "No, you didn't." I was like, "No, I ran down the hill because I got bored." And he was sitting there, and he goes, "Well, did you have fun?" I was like, "No, I almost broke my ankle." And he was like, "All right, where the fuck are you?" So I had to fucking I had to make up some sort of
Hey,
excuse because I'm pretty sure he saw the
what'd you
stain
do
on my
with-
shirt.
What'd you do with the splooge?
Just busted on a fucking random ass fucking leaf.
Leaf.
Yeah.
The only place I've ever done it is the bathroom. Because
Ouch, pussy shit.
that's
Yeah,
because it's the
same here.
best place. You get private. Like the best side to it is when you're about to take a shower. You get to lock
Why
the
not?
door, total privacy.
Dude,
Ew, you
why
you
not?
do it when you're all dirty like that? Your own filth?
Well,
Dude, why the fuck not?
well, I mean, it's easy to clean up that way. You just have water.
Yo,
Ouch.
You guys want to hear like the? It's on. I don't know if it's like fucked up or if it's like I don't know. It's definitely the weirdest that I've ever. The weirdest place I've ever done.
All right, hit it, man. Stage is
I
yours.
want
So
to do it
one
in a
time-
church at some point.
Okay.
Just to see like if I catch on fire or something.
dude, back in like high school,
Yeah.
it was like the first time I ever slept in my friend's bed. And dude, he was asleep in the bed with me, and I kind of had a crush on this dude. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of had like a weird crush on this guy. And I was awake like really early, and I was addicted to masturbating at the time. Like it was like a big addiction for me. And
My strange addiction from TLC.
yeah, and
There was already a
fucking-
furry one on that.
Ouch.
anyway, like
moving on.
he was asleep, and I was like, I woke up and my dick was all hard, and I just decided to just jerk off, and I was like, I'll just be really quiet about it. I bet I'll be like sneaky enough, and he won't wake up, you know. And I was just sitting there, and I was like furiously masturbating. Like I think I was being pretty quiet. I don't think he woke up. I don't know if he knew or not, but it would be the weirdest thing if he ever knew.
I beat my
And I-
dick like
I
Chris
seriously-
Brown's wife.
I was like under his fucking blanket, and I was sitting there like next to him, like just beating my fucking dick. I think I came and it just left it in my pants and just fucking, you know, I don't know.
Just
The weirdest thing ever.
fucking just schmeeded and yeeted.
Oh man, that reminds me of this joke that I heard. It's just like there was a meeting on premature ejaculation. Nobody came.
Ow. Ow, my pee hurt. Fucking oh no, there's another one I have.
Dak, what the fuck?
I have another one. I've given Roadhead in the City Anderson badass.
No,
There's
the
one-
one before that. He said he did it on someone's face in a national park.
Ouch.
Did it right on the
Fuck.
bear's face. They were trying to run away from
Oh,
Someone just
surely risk.
No, there was so there was one. So I was with this one. Like at that time, I was dating this girl, right? And I was sitting there, and I know, shocker, bi guy who's a furry. Oh boy. So I was sitting there, and
Yo,
we were,
you're in the opposite gender.
fuck you. So we were just kind of sitting there chilling. We were just kind of sitting there chilling, right? And she got like really horny all of a sudden. She started like rubbing on me and shit. And I was just like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? And I was like in the middle of a game of fucking, I think it was like, God, what was it? Oh, it's fucking PUBG. And so I was sitting there and I know, PUBG gay though. No, but
PUBG gay.
Move and continue.
so we
Only
were
thing
just
gay
kind
is your mom.
we were just kind of chilling. Ouch. So we were just kind of chilling, and she just started like randomly rubbing on me and shit. And I was like, all right, you know, calm down. So I was sitting there, and I just whip it out, right? And she just fucking stares at me. She's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, you were initiating the sexual sequence." Like I said it just like that, and then she goes, "Yeah, no, I'm turned off now because you said it like that." So I was
What
just
a
kind of sitting there,
dork.
and I was like, "Fuck!" I said, "Fuck! How am I gonna get my?" I said, "Fuck! How am I gonna get this nut off?" So I was just sitting there, and I was just like, "Fucking!" I was like, "All right, you know what? Fine." And then she was like, "Just go jack off or something." I was like, "Okay." And then I was sitting there, and she was just like, "Are you gonna go or like, are you gonna leave?" I was like, "Nah." So I just basically just did it right next to her, and she go. So then we talked afterward. I was like, "Well, this is nice."
How family friendly.
Man,
Oh,
how dare
family
she-
friendly. It's not like we're getting
What a-
fucking
How-
money off this
How
anyway.
dare she
What a
initiate
true
the sexual
gamer.
sequence and then just let you blue ball like that?
She blue balled the shit out of me, and I was like really mad. I was like, "Bitch!"
Dude.
You got friend
You're-
zone,
you-
bitch.
You're a true gamer.
Ouch! Incorrect.
Or incel.
Ouch! My
So,
Gucci.
All right.
Gucci.
Anybody else
Hey,
have
guys.
anybody else have want to add to this?
What if you
Free
beat
chat.
Hey, Tommy, you got one?
No.
I don't know what
What?
happened there. I just got kicked out of the voice chat.
Fucking gay. Oh wait, no, I got.
You're not a
Hey,
real
if
gamer if
Asper-
you haven't beat your dick to a column of fire for the friction.
Hey, faggots.
What?
I wrote
Oh, my-
disgusting things in the thing.
Yeah, I saw.
Don't.
I
gotta
wrote
see this
disgusting
shit.
things in the thing.
All right. All right. So I guess we move on. We have 3 topics left, and I think we'll wrap it up after that.
Owie, SpongeBob, my asshole.
Oh.
All right. So all right. Okay. So all right. I'll just read out. I'll just read out what we have here, and then we'll just go from there. So we have worst injury, weirdest find at a school, or a pointless fact that you know for no reason.
Oh, weirdest find at a school, dude. I got this. I found a fucking okay. At first, I thought it was just a regular used tampon just sitting there, and I was just
Whoa.
like, I was
What a
like,
find.
okay, well that's fucking fine.
Yum.
And then afterward, I really what the fuck? Afterward, I fucking Jesus Christ, man! I fucking looked over at it and I realized somebody rolled a blunt in a tampon. Like tried to use a tampon. As a blunt.
Oh my god.
And I'm sitting there and I'm just like, yo, what the fuck? And so Ashley were in there and like, off. What the fuck? Why?
Toasty, how's that internet
How-
bill, man?
Yeah, my question is, was it a man or a woman?
Ouch!
I
When you
think-
interrupt.
The only like a weird thing I found was found a condom packet once. That was it.
That's nothing.
I wouldn't consider this a weird find, but rather a very alarming one. We actually had to call the cops for this one.
Cocaine.
No, a shotgun shell that was unfired
Oh.
Oh,
Ouch!
in
Okay.
Nice.
the parking lot.
yo, I don't know if this one counts. My friends, we were like a group of just like, we were just like stoners basically. Like I was talking about before, because I'm a cool guy and I got to repeat it like 5 times.
Yeah.
But we were interested in like other drugs too. And this other kid that was like older than us, he was a junior, I was a sophomore, my friends were like freshmen at the time. And so this guy comes to us one day and he's like, dude, I got these ecstasy pills. And we
I
totally
got these
believed him.
cheeseburgers, man.
We totally believed him.
I got
Like,
these G's.
like why wouldn't we? And he showed us the pills and he gave them to us for free. He showed us these pills and they were like pink or something and they were pressed. They were actually like pressed and they had like a biohazard sign on it. And we were like, damn. I had no idea what like ecstasy was really like or anything at the time. None of us
Nuke my
really did.
brain.
But we took them just out of faith of this guy. We took them, and as soon
I've
as we
done
took
that
these
shit.
pills, like in school, as soon as we took them, he's just like, "Yo, you better be careful though. If you get drug tested after this, that's gonna come up as meth." And I was like, "Dude, what the fuck did you just give me? Did you just give me a fucking meth pill?"
I gave you meth, to be honest.
Damn.
And like the whole day, dude, my heart was just like, and like I was like, just on edge the whole day.
I was like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck.
Oh no.
Oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh. Ouch!
I remember the first time I ever tried an upper. Like, I tried to go to bed that night, and my eyeballs
That's just
rolled
gonna
around my head,
Oh.
like behind my eyelids. I'm just like, holy shit! I guess I'm not sleeping tonight.
Dude, there was one time I had to like, I did like, I think it was like 3 tabs of acid one time, and I was sitting there and I was like, you know what? I'm still not feeling good enough, so I fucking rolled up a blunt and I smoked it down right, and I sat there and I was like, you know what? I just realized something. I took those like about 20 minutes ago. They probably haven't even hit yet. The second I said that, like literally 10 seconds afterward, I got hit like a truck with like literally like the noise I would use to describe it is just boom, like a really loud bass drop, like and distorted as fuck. And I was just like, and I just kind of sat there, and I like stared at myself in the mirror, and I dude, this is not okay. I'm just sitting there, like, just geeked out. And my friend walks in and he goes, "Yo, dude, how's it going?" And I was just like, "Oh, hey, man, what's up?" And he's sitting there and he notices me, like, totally, like,
Not
zoned out.
okay.
Just zoned out, like, staring at my reflection. And he was like, "Hey," he goes, "You all right, man?" I was like, yeah, I'm good. Just give me a minute." And I'm sitting there and I'm just like staring at myself, like I'm like, "Damn, you ugly as shit." And he
Me.
thought I was
That's your first
thought I-
one.
he thought I was talking to him, and he was like, "What the fuck did you just say to me?" He like walks up like, No, not you, you're cute." And he was like, "Nigga, what? That's gay." And I was like, "No, I'm talking to myself." And he was like, "Boy, you ain't that ugly." And then we were like sitting there staring at each other, and I was like, "What are you, fucking gay?" And then he just kind of sat there and he's like, I think you've known this for a while." I was like, "Huh?" Like I was just totally out of it. And then he's like, "What are you hitting on me or something?" And I was just sitting there and I was just like, "No." And then he just goes, "All right, good." And he goes, "'Cause that's that gay shit." And then he fucking stop
What?
sending shit in the chat when I'm fucking story, you fucking faggot, and see it pop up. So I'm just sitting there and I just look at him and I was like, "Hey, wait." And I was like, "Bro, give me a kiss." And he just goes, "You are so fucking gone, dude."
That's when he got it.
Yeah, he was just like, "You were so fucked." I was like, What do you mean?" Like I had no clue what he was talking about.
Like Scoob, I'm psyched.
Like Scoob, I'm so sorry. Like Scoob, we're really in for it now.
Yeah, dude, I love the adventures of Puby Boob.
QB boob. Oh no. What's new, QB boob?
Okay, what about
Oh man.
what other topics did you have?
Okay, so other than the one we're doing right now, so we have a worst injury, and then pointless fact that you know. I don't have anything else unless anybody else wants to throw in something.
I mean, the worst injury I ever had was probably I don't know. I've sprained my ankle like 3 times.
I mean, earlier today I dropped a fucking monitor on my toe.
Ouch.
That sounds awful.
I mean, but that doesn't
I broke both bones in my right arm, and they
Ouch.
twisted in opposite directions and were pushing against my skin. And the doctor said it was the worst break he's ever seen in his career.
What did
and
you
they
do?
Didn't even. I was fighting. I didn't even get surgery. I didn't even get surgery.
Yeah.
And now my arm has like a weird, interesting bend in it. Like that's interesting, but it actually does make it stronger technically. But it is interesting. It doesn't look. I don't look
Alright.
like maimed or anything, but you can
Right,
see
like
what's going on there.
You became a ragdoll.
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 oh my god, that must
Yeah,
suck.
ragdoll.
But that doesn't compare. Well, I did. Okay, so I did a stupid thing, like a while ago. I was playing in the backyard with no shoes on, and then
No.
10 minutes later, I was in the house crying because there was a piece of glass 2 inches into my foot.
Oh.
Ouchie.
I've had the glass.
And here's the funny part. Skip ahead when I had to get stitches. Oh boy. So the nurse was like putting trying to numb my foot, and she started working on like the stitches and stuff. I'm like, "Hey, I can still feel that." Like it didn't hurt or nothing because it was like numb, but it wasn't numb enough. I could still feel it didn't hurt.
Ouchie.
And I told her like this, and she said, "Oh, all right." So she put like a little bit more on. It's like, I could still feel this. And
She
then,
put a little bit more coochie.
No, but basically she hit like a nerve in my foot accidentally, and like my leg just jolted up, and I kicked her in the face on accident. I'm just like, I told you I could still feel this.
Accident.
Wow, incredible.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Yo, it's like that one scene from what is it, Fantastic Four, where they're checking the that bone that makes you kick out, and he just kicks him across the room. You know.
What the fuck was that hiccup? That did not sound human.
That's the spawn of Satan.
Just wet. Ruh-roh, Raggy.
Waggy raggy.
Imagine if Scooby Doo was just like talking normally,
Oh,
and then it's just like fucking
Which
cuts
one?
to like like fucking like
I
inaudible grunt. Like
I almost turned my head into titanium.
Ow. How the fuck
Yeah.
did you manage that?
I was playing with my sister when I was like 4 years old, I think.
You played with your siblings? That's fucking gay.
Go choke on a coochie. Bitch.
Gucci.
Anyways,
What is it with you and the word coochie?
we were playing around a wooden table.
Oh, woo.
Yeah, and a wooden table, whatever. And yeah, we were running around and shit, and there was this newspaper on the floor. And I fucking trip on that shit. And I hit a fucking corner with my head.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
All right, but I was too young to remember. Well, I was too young to remember what it was like, but I was told this. I'm a very clumsy person. Do you know like those air like
The Muffin Man.
Do you know the AC vents that would like stick out from like the corner, like in the walls and stuff, like stick out from the walls of the air conditioning vents?
Yeah.
I tripped and fell, landing on the corner of one. And dude, I'm telling you right now, it's not fun, especially when you like fucking nearly crack your skull open.
Oh.
There's this other time where I knocked myself out. I was playing at like a water park, and like I slipped and fell, hit my head on like some concrete, and I was like out for like 45 minutes. And I'm like, dude, am I fucking dead?
Uh-huh.
Dude, is that Jesus?
Yo,
I nearly
Sleeper?
broke my ankle. They stepped on a sock.
You're not dead. You just have brain damage.
I have drain
Like
damage.
sight for you.
I have
I
drain.
stepped
I have drain damage.
Brain damage.
last November.
Brain damage.
Last November, I stepped on a sock in my room, and this slight imbalance caused me to nearly break my ankle. I just heard a crack. I couldn't walk on it for like a day or two. I had to stay home from school.
Yeah, it's like, oh, hey, dude, how'd you hurt your ankle? Well, I stepped on a fucking sock, and then, well, my body was like, hey, no, fuck you.
That was essentially it. It was like just tiny imbalance between the sock and the floor. Just crack.
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 Cracky.
Snap, crackle,
Ouch.
pop.
I remember the moment too, and I just felt it crack, and I just started fucking screaming.
Yeah.
Because I've sprained that ankle 3 times now in the last year, so it's actually now weaker.
Yeah,
Big ass
I'm a
oof.
very clumsy person. What are you saying, Tommy?
Big ass. Ooh.
All
Yeah,
the ladies
big-
pop your pussy like this.
Anybody
Yes.
else?
Nice.
Anybody else with an injury? Worst injury? Toasty, maybe?
Besides my leg that got turned into metal. Did I ever tell you all about that?
No.
Oh shit, well. Alright, so I was skateboarding
Damn.
down a hill, and I went downhill really fast, and my board got caught in a crevice
Oh no.
in the
God.
road. And there was a parked car on the side where I was skating at. And I fell forward and I caught myself, and then I started rolling over to the side, and I ended up hitting the side with the parked car, so my leg went directly into the parked car and basically turned my shin into fucking dust. And at first they said, "Oh, it's just a sprained ankle. You'll be fine." Then
No.
about a year later, I noticed that I was like, I fucking my leg, my arm, my foot would turn to the
My
right.
neck and my back.
My neck, my back, my ligament.
Oh.
My fucking, my foot. Shut up! My foot would turn to the left every time I would take a step, and so I got it checked out from another doctor, and he said basically that I was walking on my bone, my shin bone, and
Oh,
that
Ouchie.
5 major. Ouchie! 5 major ligaments in my foot were severed completely. So I had to get my bone elongated by an inch. My shin was cut down. My Achilles was torn, so they had to repair it too. Then, and then I had to get 5 ligaments from a dead guy.
Oh, rock and
God.
roll, man. I know
And-
about that shit. My brother.
and
No,
then-
I'm an organ donor.
And then the
Do you
pain
have
pills. The pain pills that they gave me, were
Didn't work.
hydrocodone, and I got hooked on them after 2 days. I didn't know for 2 days, but I kept popping them anyway. And I was like, ow! I was like addict, nigga.
No,
Addict
it's just
boy.
no, it's just like Toasty sitting in his room, like just nonchalant, like, dude, this fucking hurts.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, my foot hurts. I need pain. Sitting there for shit.
All right,
Yeah.
I need to head off to bed here pretty soon because I have class in the morning.
All right, well
Hey, Caleb,
we're on our
because
last
I
we're on
have
our last topic
Bible.
anyway, and I've been thinking about skipping this one. But what is the weird? What is the point? What is the fact that you know that has like no impact on anything? It's like pointless to know. But you know it anyway.
Sans Undertale can only deal 1 damage.
No.
Sans-
Stop. Cease. I'm gonna have to ask you
God
to
damn it.
cease.
It's true.
Cease your heresy. At once.
There's a difference. There's a difference between common knowledge and a fact.
You
Tony.
know that space is
he-
a vacuum.
Here's one. Tommy's a coward.
Oh, guys, I have a good one.
All right.
Antidepressants usually make things worse.
I mean, they didn't for me.
Correct.
They never
People
affected
shout
me, but
things
I
when
was
they
always
want to
good
be,
for
and
them.
people shout things to sound smart, right? Correct.
I mean, mine made things better, so
I hope
took,
they didn't
I
make
took
your penis stop
antipsychotics
working.
for a little bit, and they just made things worse for me.
Yo, here's
Some
a
people
fact.
it makes things better, but then it makes your dick not work, and then
Yeah,
you
that's
have
true.
to. Yeah, there's a lot of really sad, scary things. And medication,
it-
psychotropic.
weirdly,
It used to take me
weirdly,
10
my
minutes to nut. Now when I'm on antidepressants,
my
it takes me an
antidepressants,
hour.
my antidepressants made things better on that front. Actually, because now I don't just go all the way in like 5 minutes. I have to actually work for it.
Yeah, exactly. That's the good. No, I like that. I like that part. I don't call myself the fucking Minute Man and be a dick about myself. Ouch, I have no self-esteem.
I
Right,
think
mate.
antidepressants are a good opportunity to see what it's like to not be depressed for people who are in extreme depression, but I don't think they should be prescribed for long term.
They really shouldn't. But I'm told that I can't just stop taking else I'm getting stroke. So I'm like, ow.
Yeah, I fucked up my nose at work today.
How do you fuck up my nose?
Yeah, how the fuck did you manage that? Like, what did you make it look like Steve Buscemi's?
What? Sorry. What?
Steve Buscemi's nose, man. That's fucking disproportionate.
Okay. I guess that's a. So what's the
Compete
fact that
against
I'm trying to
Gru.
give a fact about the fact that I know.
Here, I'll fucking
Uh,
share it. I'll share my fucking picture. I just took.
Oh,
it.
hey, I have a fact that I have a fact that's pointless.
What?
I eat ass.
It's not a fact. That's just.
I mean, you're bisexual, so.
But do you really though? Do you really do that
How
though?
many?
I've done
here
it.
you go, okay.
Lot of
How many
ass.
people? How many
Done
asses have each one of you eaten?
None.
Yeah.
Three.
I've had my ass eaten
Three.
a couple times though. Pretty great.
3.
Trace
because I'm a
anuses.
no, because I'm
Penis.
I'm a virgin.
For now,
Dude,
until you meet
anyone
one
else?
of us in real life.
Dude,
No,
actually-
no.
I actually think having my ass eaten feels better than sex.
But that is sex.
Yeah, but it's like super amazing.
I'm-
It feels like someone's like fucking fingering every one of your pores.
All right,
It's
moving
ridiculous.
on.
It's getting
Like
weird.
in each one of your pores is a pussy.
The
Pussy
feeling of
pores, as I call it.
it's like the
The
feeling of
coochie.
pure like
Coochie.
pleasure
It's the coochie.
and lust and ecstasy all at once.
Then do it. Do it right now. Come on.
What the
I
fuck?
can't eat my own ass.
Then why do you want? Why you say you can eat your ass if you don't do it, coward?
Okay,
All
here's
right,
a-
I think this is a good time to wrap up the podcast. Thank you everybody for watching. this.
Find me on YouTube.
I have finals tomorrow. Don't
All
Follow
right.
me on Instagram
Good
at
for you,
AssClapper.
Tony.
All right, moving onward.
Ass
I'm gonna
Clapper.
record the outro. So I'm deafening all of you. So yeah, good. Fuck. Thank you everybody so much for watching this shit show that we call Purgatory. Yeah, Purgatory, but for furries. Yeah. If you guys did enjoy this type of stuff, you want to see more of it, let me know down in the comments. If you like to like, I don't give a shit. Do whatever you want to. I'm not here to tell you what to do. Do whatever you want. You know what? If you're listening to this right now, I want you to go to your kitchen and make yourself some food. All right? If you're hearing this part, go make yourself some food. All right? Probably hungry. All right. I'll talk to you all later.